One. Here we are, post-match round 3 Holcim Cup with head coach Rob Brough. Mate, this week, a bit of an up and down week for the girls. Got through 2 wins. Mate, talk us through both games.
Yeah, well, the first game, we took a long time to score. We had good field position. And, you're sitting there waiting, to get some points on the board, but it's that old story of, win early, score late. And Tweed, to their credit, defended terrifically for that first, 10, 15 minutes. We got away from that game late in the half and scored a good win. But the second game, was a cracker against West. And West are a powerful football team. They're very strong in the middle, talented players everywhere. And when they had us at 8-0, and when you're playing a 30-minute game, the window starts to narrow, as the half wears on. So I was so proud of them to come back in that game. That was huge. That was football. To be composed, to wait until we got some ball back, because we saw none of it early. And then when we got to footy, we used it. We scored points, and then were able to finish off the game. That was one of the better halves that I've been associated with at Souths.
Brilliant, mate. You did touch on the comeback in that second game, mate. What were the big driving forces behind coming back from 8-0 down to be able to rally the girls out at the end?
Well, you've got to have belief in your game, and you've got to have belief in the players around you, because, when you're playing a very good football team and you're going into a bit of a breeze as well, and you're down on points, you really just have to trust what you're doing. It's very easy to go away from your game plan. It's very easy to start playing individual football, but I think we learned a lesson today about staying with it, even though it's pretty simple, but staying with it, controlling the ball a bit, and then, being able to score points. Big learning curve today.
Yeah, you mentioned Therese Aiden post-game, mate. One of the unsung heroes of this football team. Talk about her in the middle today, how big she was for you.
Well, she's small, eh? With a big heart. She's incredible. Her work rate, is phenomenal. Her courage, plays on every play. You never see her go missing on any play. And if you want to be inspired by anyone, that's the player you get inspired by. There was one great tackle there, about 30 out, legs tackle, on a big front rower coming through the middle. It was just a tremendous stop that had to be made. Look, I think the world of it. I have so much respect for her. Heck of a player.
No, brilliant, mate. We'll just finish on, obviously, the return of our greatest point scorer, Ali Briggenshaw, coming back to the club this week. What was it like to be able to have Ali back in the stable, and what did she bring to this team?
Oh, it was like old days. Ali was here for 8 years. She came here as a kid to play footy, and it was just lovely having her calmness about the place. The way she addressed the other players, and she sticks to a game plan and just did the little things right and sort of brought us back into the game. It's good to have her back in the Souths jersey, let me tell you.
No, brilliant, mate. Obviously, just to finish, same question as the last couple of weeks. Mate, during the week this week, obviously we're back down here next week against Burleigh. What are some of the things that the girls and you'll be looking forward to working on during the week?
Yeah, well, Burleigh have some real good footballers in their team. That they just have some really smart players who played a lot of footy, but they're clever. They see the game, and good runners around them. So, we will need to control those players, and hopefully start a bit better. And defensively, just keep working hard. Everything happens on the back of your defence, and we're a long way from being where we need to be.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, mate.
Pleasure. Thank you.